Oh, well. Sorry for everybody who's just jumping on. We only talked for like a few minutes, but basically, we're just talking about Bob Heilig, which is our virtual upline podcast. And he has a really amazing podcast, which is geared towards network marketers. And so one of his episodes, number 16, which is Stop Selling on Facebook, is the one that I want to play on this call because so many have a hard time figuring out where these podcasts are. So I am going to just play this one on the call, and then we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit afterwards. It's only about like 20 minutes probably that I'll play of it. So it's pretty short, but it is really good. So let me see if I can figure out, how do you think that, share screen?
Well, you can probably just play it and they can hear it. Mute, well.
Okay, let me try this.
Share the screen so they can see the guy.
All right, so if you all can't hear it as I play it, let me know. And then I can play it on my phone too. And I'm going to mute everybody. Mute all. Continue. Okay. All right.
Suspicion that this episode might be one of the most popular ones that we've done so far on the show. We're going to address a topic that I know is a hot button issue for a lot of people, especially people that are in network marketing. And it's this issue of network marketers constantly trying to sell their opportunity, their products, and their services on their Facebook page. And I know that there's different opinions of this. Network marketers are notorious for doing this. And I'm going to talk today about why I really believe, and I'm not going to just, say, hey, here's my opinion. I'm going to back this up with some actual facts, some things that Facebook has said to make the argument that if you are selling things too much on Facebook, that it is doing your business no good and it is harming your business. And so I think this is going to be a really important message for a lot of people. And I think, I feel we have a responsibility as professionals, because that's what we are. We're professionals. I feel we have a responsibility to teach people the right way to do things. And I truly believe that there's always a handful of people in whatever you do that kind of give certain industries a bad name and have people look at us in not a great way. So, I think this is going to be a really, really important training. So let's get into it. And, I've already mentioned this already, and I'm going to acknowledge that one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making that are in network marketing is just what I mentioned. They're constantly posting on their Facebook page company and product specific posts all of the time. And here's what's important to understand. When you talk about social media, and Facebook specifically is what we'll talk about today, it can either be your greatest asset or it can be your biggest enemy when it comes to building your business. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of your Facebook page as your own personal TV channel. And I want you to understand that when all you do is post specific company and product content all of the time, what you basically are is an infomercial for your network marketing company. And I want you to think about if you were sitting at home, sitting on the couch, and you're watching television, you're flipping through the channels, and you come to a station that runs the same infomercial 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I want you to think about how long do you think you would actually stay on that channel before you switched it? And understand that, here's the other part. Once you knew what that channel was, you would probably never go back to it because you knew that there wasn't any real value for you watching that. And I want you to understand that's exactly the way that people view your Facebook page if you're doing what we're talking about. If all they see every time they tune in to your channel or your page is specific content about your network marketing company, and you're not giving them any real value, they're going to change the channel. And then once they know what that channel is, here's the thing, they're not going to tune in anymore. And here's what's happened probably to a lot of you, and you might not even realize, is the majority of the people that you are connected with don't even tune into your channel anymore. Here's how you can tell. What I want you to do is when you're done listening to this podcast, I want you to take a look at your Facebook page. And I want you to take a look at all of the posts. Just look at like the last 10 posts that you've made. And I want you to see who is engaging with your content. And we're going to talk about this whole concept of engagement because it's critical. And here's what is so great about social media and Facebook is you get, based off of the engagement that people have with your posts, it's instant feedback whether or not you provide value. And here's what I'll tell you. If the only people that are liking and commenting and sharing and clicking on your content are the same people all the time, and they're already in your company, then you're doing it wrong. See, if your goal is that you want to use Facebook to generate leads for your business, right? If that's your goal, is to have it be a way to help you grow your business, then you have to change the way you're using Facebook. Because guess what? If the only people that are engaging with your content are already in your company, then that's not accomplishing what you want to do, which is get your content in front of new people, provide value to those new people so that you can potentially turn them into prospects and potential business partners or customers. Here's the other thing a lot of people aren't aware of. On average, when someone posts something on their Facebook page, only about 10 to 15% of the people that you're connected with actually see your post in their newsfeed. See, I always laugh when somebody says to me, well, you know, I'm just going to go put it on my Facebook page. I'll put the company's video there, or I'll put a couple of posts about my products, and I've got 3,000 friends and they should jump all over it, right? Like, this is what network marketers think. They're so naive that they just think they can go out and just put it out there, right? This overly promotional post, and they think that people are just going to start hitting them up. Oh, I want to buy it. I want to join you. That's not how it works. As a matter of fact, out of those 3,000 people, 10 to 15% at best are even seeing it. And I'll tell you this, for many network marketers, that number is even lower than that. And, the reason why it's lower is what I just mentioned, this concept of an overly promotional post. See, this is something that Facebook actually came out with in the beginning of the year, where they said that due to increased overly promotional posts. Now, it basically, what is that? It's you as a network marketer, because we're one of the biggest culprits, constantly promoting your company, your opportunity. There's no value. And Facebook said that because of this, what we're going to do is we're going to actually make it harder for people that continue to do this to even get visibility in people's news feeds. And you just have to realize this. Facebook was not created for people to sell stuff. It was created to help people build relationships. Listen, we don't wake up in the morning and get up and grab our phone and say, man, I can't wait to get on Facebook today to try to find some new products that I can buy. Or I can't wait to get on Facebook because I'm looking for a business opportunity. It's not what people do. They get on to Facebook to connect with people, to build relationships, to share things with them that are important to people that are important to them. That's what Facebook was about. So when you do these overly promotional posts, and as a result, nobody engages with it, or it's just the same people, that's a really bad thing, right? If I see your post in my newsfeed and I don't like it, I don't comment on it, I don't share it, and I don't click, Facebook looks at that as a bad thing. Here's what it tells them: that I didn't see any value in your post. And they have these secret algorithms that take into account when this happens. And eventually, if I see 2 or 3 of your posts, right, and I don't engage with it, here's what's going to happen. The Facebook algorithm is going to make sure that your posts don't even show up in my newsfeed anymore. See, Facebook is very, very particular about making sure that they keep the user experience pleasurable for the people that are on Facebook. And what we're talking about here, this is actually referred to as organic reach. And organic reach is the amount of people that are seeing your posts in their newsfeed. It is declining every single day. And this is why engagement is so important. Because when people start to engage with your content, the algorithm takes it into account. And every time I see your post and I click like, or maybe I comment or share, every time that happens, Facebook notices that. They say, okay, so I see value in your post, so guess what's going to happen? Your posts are going to show up more often in my news feeds. So when you can increase engagement, you're getting more visibility and your organic reach is starting to increase. You see what I'm saying? It's so critical. Now, here's the order that Facebook values engagement, because there are certain things that are more valuable than others. They value shares the most. When somebody shares your content, that is the best thing that can happen. Comments are next. When somebody leaves a comment on your post, really good. If you have a link and somebody clicks on that link, that's viewed as very good by Facebook. And then likes. Likes are viewed as the least important, but they're still important because it's at least me saying, listen, I've acknowledged what you've done. I saw value, so I engaged. So you have to take into account when you're posting, you've got to ask yourself, is this overly promotional? And what can I do to promote engagement? And I'm going to give you two things right now that you can start doing today to dramatically increase your engagement. Here's number one. Focus on posting valuable content. Give somebody a reason that when they tune into your channel, when they come to your page, give them a reason to come back. You know, when you talk about valuable content, it should be a couple of things. It should educate, it should entertain, and it should empower. That's what valuable content does. And what you need to do is you need to spend 90% of your time, 90% of your posts should be valuable content that is generic in nature, meaning it is not about your network marketing company, their products or services. 90% of your time should be valuable content, and then 10% of the time you get to market your stuff. But you don't get to market your stuff unless you give value first. Give people a reason to tune in to your channel, because if you're not, and they're not tuning in, when you're selling, you're not selling to anybody. And the problem is when we talk about generic content, if you're posting stuff that does have value, right? Maybe you're sharing quotes or, things that are business building tips or personal development tips, but it's still mentioning your specific company in there. That's not ideal, because here's the problem. If I'm not interested in your company, or if I'm not in your company, I am certainly not going to share your content. You think I want to share someone else's network marketing company post to the people that are in my own company? I'm not going to share it. I probably won't comment, and I may like it, but chances are I'm not. And if I keep tuning into your channel and that's all I see, I'm just going to go find another channel to tune into. So that's why generic content is so important. And understand this. At the end of the day, here's why this is even more important. People don't join you because of your company. They join you because of you. I want you to think about this and ask yourself this question. Why would somebody join you? See, think of it like this. There are literally thousands of different opportunities in the marketplace today. Thousands of different network marketing companies somebody could join. And even within your own company, there's probably thousands of people that they could join in your company. So the question is, and always will be, why would they join you? See, they join you because they feel that by associating themselves with you, that they gain some sort of power, that they can learn something. See, they see value in who you are as a potential business partner, somebody that can help them achieve a goal or achieve their dreams or whatever that might be. And this is a really hard thing to hear, but I'm just going to say it because you need to know this. If you're not able to get anybody to join your team personally, you're not able to recruit anyone, here's the reason why. Because you have, in their eyes, you have no value to offer them. And I know that that's a hard thing to hear. And some of you might hear that and that kind of hurts. But here's my belief. Unless you understand why you're having the problem, then you'll never be able to start to fix it. And where I want you to feel good about this is that it doesn't matter how wrong you've had it, doesn't matter how bad you think things are, you can start literally today to put the correct behaviors into action, to start doing things the right way, and start to head off on the right course of creating and demonstrating value. Now, how do you do that? It's very simple. I'm going to introduce you to a concept. We've talked about it before. It's called Invest, Learn, Teach, ILT. An easy way for you to start to demonstrate value, share generic valuable content on your Facebook page is as you are investing, which is I, in your own personal development. You're reading books, you're watching videos, you're going to seminars, you're investing and you're learning, which is L. All you do is then just teach it to people. Invest in your own growth, learn things, and then teach it. Just go on your Facebook page and do a short video sharing a quote, put a post about some things you read in a book, generic content, but when somebody reads it, give them a reason to say, wow, I like that, or I'm going to share that. It's engagement. And as you do that, that starts to be a really good thing. Here's the second thing that you can start doing right now to increase engagement. Every single post that you make include a call to action. Now, a call to action is where you are encouraging somebody to do something like leave a comment below if you agree, or like this if you agree, or share this with somebody that you think you could benefit from this, or share this with somebody that you admire that you think is a great leader. You're giving them a call to action, which will dramatically increase engagement. So if you're posting generic, valuable content 90% of the time, if you're including calls to action, your engagement will go through the roof. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, I posted, and you can go there, just go, it's facebook.com/Bob Heilig, or just search me and go to my page. And I posted a little graphic that I saw on somebody else's page about being an entrepreneur. And it was educational, and it was entertaining. It was funny. It was about the ups and downs, the roller coaster of being an entrepreneur. Just a little picture that I posted, but I included a call to action. And here's what I said. I said, comment below if you agree, exclamation point. And here's what happened. In 24 hours, I got over 400 likes. 80 people shared that content. I want you to think about that. That's 80 people that put my valuable content in front of potentially who knows how many thousands or tens of thousands of people that are not even connected with me that could see that post, say, hey, that's really good. Who's this guy, Bob Heilig? Let me click on his profile. Imagine the reach that I got. What would it take for you in your network marketing business to get that kind of exposure? You couldn't possibly do it. And then the last thing is as of right now, there are 90 comments. Guys, that is engagement on steroids. And here's why it's so powerful. It starts to create this positive snowball effect where the more engagement that you get, the more you show up in those people's news feeds, the more likely they are to share your content with even more people that you can demonstrate value, get engagement. And what you're doing is over time, you're building this momentum where every day you're showing up in more news feeds, you're impacting more people every day. Your organic reach is starting to grow. So here's why this is important. When you are finally ready to market and sell, you've got so many more people that are going to actually see what you post. Do you see the relationship here? you're growing your organic reach, you're demonstrating value, you're getting permission so that when you do want to market or sell your stuff, you've got a huge audience. So look, it doesn't mean that you can't ever promote your stuff, right? You can. It just needs to be the small majority. And you need to understand this concept of engagement and organic reach. But when you do start to market your stuff, here's the key. Focus on the benefits of your opportunity, your products and your services, and not the features. See, most people have this completely wrong in network marketing. They focus on the features. You know, if you're marketing a weight loss product, all they do is just post a link to the product and say, this is the best product, buy it here. Or, you know, it has this, this, and this ingredient in it, which does this, this, and this for you. That's focusing on the features. Here's what you do. If you're going to post a weight loss shake, instead of just linking to the product page, take a selfie of you drinking the shake or take a picture of you making it and talk about how you've never felt better in your life because of this new nutritional product that you're taking. If anybody else likes nutritional products, message me, or, hey, do you have a new product that you've tried? You're giving them a call to action, but it's generic. You're not giving all of the information. If you have a skincare product, don't just put a link out there to your company's website or the product. Say, look, my skin has never looked better. Take a selfie of you and say, hey, if you're interested in trying new products, send me a message. Look, here's what this is doing. And this is probably one of the most important statements you will ever hear when it comes to selling and marketing your stuff. You need to create curiosity and not raise resistance. So you have to create curiosity instead of raising resistance. Look, when all you do is post specific info about your company, your products, your services, that raises resistance in people. But when you create curiosity, when you demonstrate value, when you're more generic and you have a call to action, look, what you want is somebody messaging you saying, hey, what's that product? Guys, this is marketing 101. The problem is most network marketers have no clue how to market. That's the reason why they fail and they're not successful. I have people all the time that send me this kind of a message. What do you do for a living? What company do you work for? Now, do you think that that's just by accident? No, it's by design. I'm creating curiosity. Now, here's the last thing I want to just share, because I realize that some of you may be listening to this, and you might be thinking, you know, I don't know that I totally agree with what you're saying, because I'm doing what you're saying not to. I'm posting all the time about my company and my products, and I'm having success. And listen, I don't doubt that that couldn't be the case. But here's how I respond to that. There's two things that I would want to say to you. Number one, most people are not like you. They are not having success when it comes to this. And that I am absolutely certain of. And here's the second thing, and I think this is more important for you. I want you to just consider how much more successful you could be using Facebook to generate leads for your business if you implemented the strategies that I'm talking about today. I guarantee you your leads would increase, your engagement would go up. You would be a recruiter on steroids on Facebook if you're doing these things and already having success. So that's the only thing I would want you to consider. Start doing some of the things I'm talking about, and you're going to see even better results. I'm going to give you a takeaway before we end the episode. I'm going to give you something right now. I'm going to demonstrate to you that what I'm talking about works, and here's what I want you to do. When you get off of this podcast, I want you to change your profile picture. See, the Facebook algorithm, for some reason, puts a very high emphasis. When somebody changes their profile picture, they like that a lot. Now, do not or never should your profile picture be your company's logo or a product or service. If you're doing that, it's the dumbest thing you can do, okay? You are not a product. You are not your company. You are you. People join you. Put a good quality image of you as your profile picture, and watch what happens. You are going to get people liking. You are going to get people commenting. It shows up in a lot of news feeds. The organic reach of profile picture changes go up dramatically. And then here's what you're going to do. When somebody likes, you're going to send them a message. And here's all the message is going to say. Hey, thanks for liking my new profile picture. And you're going to be amazed. I'm telling you, I've seen people do this over and over and over again. You are going to be blown away by the engagement that you get, by the conversations you start to have, and by how those simple conversations, even if it's somebody that you don't know, but you're friends with them and they like your profile picture, just say, hey, thanks for liking my picture. I realized we've never connected before. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You're going to be blown away by how many of those simple conversations.
Okay, I'm cutting him short. Let me stop sharing. So I took a lot of notes. This is like the third time I've listened to that. And he has several podcasts. They're all really, really good. But I don't know if you guys kind of got his point is, you know, it's all about engagement. It's all about giving valuable content. Like, I feel like I tell the team this until I'm like blue in my face. And then I see so many coaches that will just post a challenge group call out and then they like offer no value, or they'll post their transformation and then there's no value. There's no like in between area. It's just like, join my group, join my group. You want to hear about coaching? You want to hear about coaching? And they're not growing, you know, nobody's growing a following off of that. And this is why. He simply stated that if you're offering valuable content 90% of the time, and that's generic in nature, meaning that it doesn't say Beachbody. Even when I do, like I've been trying to create more workout videos. I don't specifically say what workout it came from, but I just pick moves from different workout videos and I put a video together and I say, do these at home. And actually Kristen Gagnon did a great video today. I just seen it right before joining this call, where she did that herself, putting moves together, posting it on her page and giving people something to do, generic content, and valuable content. So he was just saying that 90% of the time, if you're offering that, then 10% of the time you can offer a challenge group call out, a coaching opportunity. Now, just like today, I posted on the team page that I planted a lot of seeds. And so my seeds that I planted was giving somebody value too. So I simply stated about the chicken broth. I don't know if anybody's seen my post today, but basically it's just concentrated chicken broth that's saving me a lot of money. I'm not wasting chicken broth, but I also planted a seed that I was doing a lot of recipes this week for our upcoming group for fall recipes and trying out new crock pot stuff. So I offered valuable content, but I also kind of sneaked in there talking a little bit about my group, but not asking anybody to join. I didn't ask them to join. I just told them that this is what I'm doing. I'm sharing with them this is what I'm doing, because literally I'm doing 4 new recipes this week and this is the reason I'm doing it. And I've already had like 3 people message me today, and some of them old challengers that I haven't done a challenge group in a while, wanting to rejoin and wanting to get a new challenge pack. A couple of people that I followed up with a long time ago messaged me today, and it's all because I'm planting all these seeds and I'm also offering valuable content. So the cool thing I think that he said was invest, learn, teach. So we're investing in ourselves right now. If you're a product of the product, there is no reason that you don't have something to post about. Like, none. Because if you're doing your workout, you're drinking your shake, you're eating clean, you're going to the grocery store, you're food prepping, you're trying out new meals yourself, you're trying to get your kids or spouse or somebody to like it, it's been a success, they did like it. Like, those are things that you post about. You can share what you're already doing. So you're investing in yourself, you're learning yourself, you're learning how to food prep, you're learning what recipes work for your family, you're learning different workout moves, you're learning portion control. Then you go and you teach that on Facebook. And so that's how you offer that valuable content. Just like I'm learning new recipes this week for our crock pot challenge and for our fall challenge group. and I'm learning how to rearrange recipes in order to make them clean and to make them portion controlled. So I'm able to go on Facebook and talk about this all week long, what I've invested in myself, what I'm learning, and then I'm teaching everybody. Okay. And then let's see. And then I like how he talked about, Facebook, you don't wake up on Facebook and want to buy something. Like, it's not like it's a store. Facebook's used for building relationships and connecting with people. So creating engagement and some people will say, well, they want to only do health and fitness posts, or they only want to make their posts public that are health and fitness, which is fine, but I'm trying to create a reality show. I'm trying to create my story, and my story has to do with the things that I find interesting. And so you should also be at least posting 5 things that are your interest. And I talked about this last night on a mid-training call, but for me, I talk a lot about Halloween, especially this month, because I love Halloween. It's a huge interest of mine. I love fall. I love this time of year. I post a lot about my kids. And so really making this a reality show instead of constantly making it my infomercial about, joining my group. I'm more well-rounded. So it's a little bit about everything in my life and not just one thing. Do you guys, and then I want to mention one more thing. I'm going to hand it over to you all. People like to join you because of you. And so many people don't realize, like, why do people not go to Amazon? Why do they not go to beachbody.com? Like, why do they choose you? Because they can get all of this stuff online. They can get all of this stuff from another coach. I don't know how many people here lately have messaged me because their coach is not offering them any value. They're not offering them a challenge group. They're not offering them any support, any motivation. And so they're asking to do a coach switch because they no longer get any kind of value from that person. So people join you and they invest in you because of you and what you have to offer. Like he had mentioned, he thinks that you have something valuable, and by being a part of you, they find that they're going to get value too. And then, of course, putting call to actions at the end of your post is something I need to work on. Where he says, leave a comment below if you agree, or share with somebody that, he says, share with somebody that you may think will find this interesting or whatever. And then also like if you agree. So is there anything, did you guys take a bunch of notes from that? That was my notes while holding a baby. And they're kind of all over the place. Do you all have any specific questions? I don't know. Are you guys all on mute? You guys are all on mute, but you can unmute yourselves.
I guess I just really liked his wording. I liked the way, the metaphor that he used with the infomercials versus telling your story. And I know, Danielle, you've said that before, but every time I hear it, it kind of clicks again, to tell your story and be more like a reality show than an infomercial.
Exactly. And I think, a lot of you on here are my personally sponsored coaches, and a lot of you I met online. And I don't know if you feel like you connect with me because I share so much of my story, and not just my story with health and fitness, but my story of my life, my kids, and, the role model that I want to be for them. And really making my own reality show. And, he said, there was another point he made is you want to educate people, you want to entertain people, and you want to empower people. So when I was working full-time hygiene, we didn't have a lot of interesting things going on. And trust me, there's still not a lot of interesting things going on at our house, even though I'm home full-time now. But I would try to find something through my day to be interesting, and try to find something to kind of have fun or be goofy or have fun with. And so that's what Chris and I are constantly trying to do, is trying to find something that was interesting through our day. And trust me, guys, even if you have the most boringest day ever, I guarantee that you can find something funny or interesting, especially if you have kids, they're always doing something funny or interesting or goofy. But just in general, And so just trying to, of course, if you don't have anything funny that day, then I guess you would go with educate. You're trying to educate people, or trying to post something empowering. And of course, us doing our workouts. That's another thing is, when we do our workouts, I wouldn't call that part of the 10% marketing your stuff. If you are talking about how you felt before, what motivated you to do it, how you felt afterwards, what move you liked best, why you make it important to you. And so that's why I always encourage coaches to not give me that one-liner, like your accountability post. Like, yeah, that's great for your challenge group, but maybe can you add a little bit more of like, okay, why did you choose this workout? What did you like about it? Why did you make it a priority? What were your kids doing at that time? How did you fit it into your day? Did you get up early? Did you do it at night? Did you go for a walk during lunch? Even if it wasn't a Beachbody program, and you did something during lunch because you didn't have time after work or before work, talk about it. So, even if you just go to the gym, I think sometimes people are like, okay, if I did do a Beachbody program, I'm not going to talk about it that day. I mean, that's fine. I know Kristen, she talks about hiking a lot. Whenever they go hiking, I shouldn't say a lot, but recently they went hiking and they talked about going for a hike. Chris and I, we often try to get the family out and do some kind of little walk, and we'll talk about, doing exercise outside. I'm going to be posting a workout video using a stroller. I've already posted one using a car seat, and none of that has to do with Beachbody, but it's something fun and it's entertaining, because who does a workout video with a car seat? Who does a workout video with a stroller? How many, moms out there would like to know, what can I do to keep my kids entertained and still work out and do some workout moves when I'm pushing my stroller? So I did a workout video for that. And that's not even Beachbody, but that's valuable content. It's related to what I do. And it's going to be interesting for people who are moms like me and just trying to keep their kids entertained from crying right now. Chris, do you have anything you want to add?
I was looking at your notes, and that's pretty much everything that I said. But, if you're not listening to Bob Heilig, number one, listen to the wake-up calls every week. I'm a big believer in those. But, his podcast, you can catch up to these really quick. They're mostly 30 minutes. I think he's done maybe 30 of them. But they're so good. And they're so, appropriate for what we're doing. You will get a lot from what he's saying, from what he's telling you.
And I think, Christina, you're already listening to them, right? I know you've done some posts. Have you heard this one yet? You had? Yeah. And then he does another one, and some of his podcasts overlap. So you'll start to listen to it, and you're like, wait a minute, I already heard this one. So some of them kind of overlap. He kind of meshes them together. I don't know if you've noticed that. But yeah. He has one on branding, and it may overlap with this one. But it's one of his second podcasts, maybe. Yeah, it was his second podcast, and it talks about branding yourself.
And like you said earlier, you've listened to this one 3 times. I've listened to several of his several times. You can't hear it enough.
Well, and this one we listened to today makes me laugh because I think of my friends who do the Roden and Fields, because I'm sure it's probably great products, but just every single time it's, hey, buy this, serum, face. And it's just like, all right, I'm done. I'm tired of seeing it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'd rather people not know almost what we do, to the point, to where they're just really extremely curious, and you're building relationships, and, that's just, I think that's where it's at.
Yeah, and I often say, when I first got going with coaching, I probably name dropped a little bit more than what I do now.
You have to do it some.
You do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, as long as you offer something behind it. And so instead of just writing a one sentence and hashtagging 21-day fix, or writing, this is so good, I had my shake today, or I had my Shakeology today. And then that's it. Yeah. So, that's what he says. You want to invest in yourself, you want to learn, and you want to teach. And so you're not teaching anybody anything when you're saying, so glad I had my shake today. That doesn't teach anybody anything. Awesome, let's keep scrolling. I don't care. You had your shake today. But when I post about my kids liking Shakeology, and I usually say superfood shake, because again, I'm trying to create curiosity, and I want somebody to message and be like, hey, what is that shake? Or what do you put in your shake? I don't know how many times I'll use superfood shake and somebody will message me and say, what do you put in your shakes? And so when I do try to post about Shakeology, I always try to make a paragraph or something of value about it. typically. Somebody's having a meltdown. Does that help you guys? Does anybody feel lost on like what you should be posting, or does it make sense kind of talking about making your social media almost like your reality show and not making it your storefront? I think a lot of people get into network marketing and they're like, okay, I'm selling something. I want to sell it and make my Facebook my storefront. And that's what we don't want you to do. And that's what I strive to teach the team not to do. And that's why I do calls like these, and I post about it so many times on the team page, because I really want that to come across, because I know that's what makes you guys successful, is by building relationships and connecting with people and just sharing what you're doing and not selling. So I don't know how many people say, I don't want to be a salesperson, but then they sign up to be a coach and they try to be a salesperson. I'm like, okay, you don't want to be a salesperson. Let's not sell. Let's share what you're doing. And I often think if somebody signs up, this is how I signed up. I signed up to be a coach with a challenge pack. I had never done anything. I'd never had Shakeology. I'd never done portion control. I had not really done home fitness. I was always a gym goer. So I signed up with a challenge pack. And it was so natural for me to openly share, because I was like, man, I feel better. The shakes were making me feel better. I was getting results. I was seeing my body transform. I was feeling different inside. I was learning more about clean eating and learning why I was plateauing before and not getting results, even though I went to the gym all the time and I ate healthy. And so it was so easy to share that. And so sometimes I'll have challengers, I'll have coaches message me and they'll tell me all of this, but they won't post about it. And so that's really a disservice to you as a coach, because that's what people want to hear. That's what people want to know. Like somebody that, like me, was struggling before and hit a plateau and thought, I don't really know. I'm just going to be stuck at where I'm at. And I was okay with that. But then I realized once I started a program and learned more about portions, what my issue was. But, if somebody on social media was openly posting about that, even like I seen another coach this week, she's doing the ultimate reset. And she did a live video for 15 minutes. And I thought, I don't really have interest in doing the ultimate reset. And I never had, I kind of looked into it a little bit, but 3-day refresh was as far as I would go. So I sat and watched her video for 5 minutes. And I told Chris, I was like, I think I want to do the ultimate reset. And all she was doing was sharing her experiences, what she was eating, drinking, how she felt, how she had plateaued for 10 weeks after having her baby back in June, and wasn't getting any scale drops anymore, which, she mentioned. We always talk about how the scale is not important, but she had 40 pounds to lose, and she still had another 15 pounds to go, and she was just plateauing for 10 weeks. She had no drops, no changes. Her pictures looked the same. So she decided to do the ultimate reset. And she sold me on it, and she wasn't even trying to sell on it. She was just sharing what she was doing. And I'm like, okay, I think I want to do the ultimate reset. I never had any interest of doing it before, because I never listened to anybody's story. I never seen anybody post about it. So until I clicked on her video and listened for 5 minutes of her 15-minute video, I'm like, okay, I think I might want to do that. First, I need to find out how well it'll go along with nursing. But Chris and I are both definitely interested in doing it, and it was after just watching her video. So, and I don't know, maybe you guys feel that way when you see my post, when you see me post about Country Heat or Quarter Force or, anything that maybe a recipe, maybe it makes you guys want to go out and try it. And just think, if you guys are feeling that way from my post, think about if you could create that post yourself and make your friends feel that way. And I always say, you don't want to get too upset if you don't get a lot of likes and comments on your specific posts that are health and fitness related or Beachbody related. Kristen and I actually had this talk the other night, is that most of my posts that get the most interaction are my life post. But by mixing in my life post with all my other posts, they're still seeing everything in my newsfeed. Because like you said, it's engagement. And so you're creating engagement that's allowing your stuff to pop up into their newsfeed. And I also was mentioning to Kristen, even with my coach, when I sat and watched her for 6 months, I didn't like or comment her health and fitness posts. But I guarantee you, if she posted anything about her and Jason just started dating or about being on vacation, I liked it, because on Facebook, you think about liking posts like that. You think about wanting people to know, oh, your family's cute, or oh, your kid's so cute, I'm going to click like, or oh, look at your engagement pictures, I'm going to click like. That's why so many people click like on things like weddings, anniversaries, kids. Those are relationship building things. And you may not see as much like or comments on your health or fitness posts, but people are watching those. Trust me. I had somebody message me today. She's never liked or commented on a single thing. Maybe posted my pregnancy, because sometimes I get so many likes on those, I don't get to click through everybody. But she's never liked or commented on any of my health or fitness stuff, and she reached out to me and asked me about doing a challenge group. So it just shows you that even though some of those things may not get a lot of likes or comments, people are still watching them. But you do have to mix in your personal things and what you think to be interesting and what you feel like people will think are entertaining. Because that's what people are liking and commenting, or maybe even sharing, and that's what's creating engagement and allowing your stuff to pop up in their newsfeed. So those seeds you plant are getting seen, at least. Okay. All right. I feel like I've talked enough. Do you guys have anything that you want to add in?
I will just say something that worked really well for me, and I know it worked for a few other coaches on the team, is people asking for people's opinions. I did a post the other day, like, which outfit should I wear for my engagement pictures, and I had like 60-something comments on it. I never get that many comments on anything, but everybody was like giving me their opinion and, you know, use this outfit with that scarf, or that scarf with that outfit. So it was a very good post.
And I know one of our other coaches, Bree, did it. And I'm not sure. I think Bree even went and like messaged individually each one of these people, like thanking them for their opinion and maybe telling them what she was thinking about wearing, or she started conversations off of that. Which is kind of your goal with posts like that, is of course creating engagement. So it was huge. It created a lot of engagement and brought a lot of people to your page and allowed a lot of your stuff to now pop up in their newsfeed, because Facebook said, oh, they like Kristen, she's their friend. So the more people like or comment, the more that they take your stuff and put it in more of your friends' newsfeeds. It circulates. It keeps recirculating and being brought back up to the top. So if people don't like or comment, it like just scrolls down, just like it does in our challenge group. But when somebody finds a post and like a lot of people are commenting on it, see somebody post their transformation, it may be like 2 days ago, but it keeps getting brought back to the top, It's the same thing with your social media posts. Every time somebody likes or comments on it, Facebook goes, okay, that was a good post. I'm going to bring it back up to the top. So it keeps recirculating. And that's what's great about those, give me your opinion posts, because you're recirculating your content and bringing people to your page.
I believe it works the same with messages too. I think I've had a few like new friends that I'll have them for like a week before I send them like, oh, thanks for, adding me kind of message. And I don't see any of their posts for that first week. But once I send them a message, their stuff starts popping up in my newsfeed, which probably means mine is posting up in their newsfeed as well.
It does. Exactly. Yeah. So creating that interaction. And the same if you start going to, say you create a list, especially what I did at the very beginning of my coaching career, my first probably 6 or 8 months, I create a list every month of people that I was going to invite. And I started going to their Facebook page, and I posted in there today, I think, how to create a list on your Facebook, so you can actually put people into a category that says potential challengers for October. And then you can add all these people that you've sit and wrote down who you want to invite. And you can take and you can click that tab and you can scroll through just their newsfeed, because scrolling on Facebook is a time waster. So if you're on Facebook and you're just scrolling and looking through everybody's stuff and randomly commenting and posting here, then you're not getting online with a purpose. So I would go and I create lists of people I wanted to invite, and I wanted to make some comments on their post. And so I would click that list, like October potential challengers, and it would only show me their newsfeed, and I could go through and comment. And so commenting on stuff, again, gives engagement and tells Facebook you guys are friends, and now allows their stuff to pop up in your news feed and vice versa. So creating that interaction. All right, do you guys have any other questions? Everybody has kind of a plan in mind of how we're going to create a reality show and not an infomercial, and really kind of put more, value. And I often have people say, well, I don't have time in the middle of my day to do a post like that. Well, you know what I used to do when I was working full time? Right now at 10 o'clock at night, I would sit, type out my post that I wanted to do for the next day, pre-plan it, send it to myself via Messenger, get on my phone at lunchtime, already have the picture saved, copy and paste, post it. That's it. That's how I made it work, because I worked at a dental office. I actually didn't get a lunch break. I often worked back-to-back patients, and I came in early, stayed late, and kind of worked myself to death, and I didn't have a lot of in-between time. So that's how I made it work. And that's what I would suggest, just pre-planning your posts. And there's also Postcron. At that time, I wasn't really using a scheduling system. I was just kind of typing it up and then copy and pasting it and posting it the next day. But there's also Postcron, so you can actually schedule it too. Okay. All right, guys, unless y'all have anything else, I am going to end the meeting, and thank you all. And check out the Bob Heilig podcast. He has a lot of really, really good ones. I think you guys will find them very valuable to what we're doing. Okay. All right. See you later.